So in this video, I'm gonna talk about how I became a Shopify expert because I know a lot of people, they're gonna watch my channel and they're gonna wonder, who is this guy and does he know what he's talking about and what is his story. So I'm making this video for people who ask this, and I'm just gonna send you this video so you can watch it. So first, when I was about 15 years old, I learned WordPress. So I was pretty much a WordPress specialist when I was 15 years old. So I learned WordPress at 15 years old, and I failed at e-commerce because when I was let me put 15 years old right here. So when I was young, when I was like 15 years old, I would always start these online businesses because I knew data was so powerful even back when I was 15 years old, right? So I would start these businesses and I would just fail at them because I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know anything about copywriting. I didn't know anything because I'm 15, right? So I failed at e-commerce for like 10 years. I kept starting businesses. I started over 10 businesses, like a lot of businesses. I would just keep starting them because I got addicted to starting businesses. So I was able to learn WordPress just from keep starting those businesses because this was before Shopify existed. So after about 10 years of failing, let me see my top. I worked as an AdWords specialist. So I would work on the side as an AdWords specialist, and I was still making like 50K on the side as an AdWords specialist, because AdWords to me, it wasn't like I was going to get a job. It's like I already knew it, and I was like, so it was just natural, like, oh, just pay me to do this, and I'm like, yeah, I'll just pay you, a certain amount a month, because at that time it was just a retainer, right? So they just pay you a retainer like $4 or $5 grand a month, and then boom, you had like 30,000, 40,000 a year. Right, so they just paid you a retainer through, I think it was PayPal they was paying, PayPal, and then just a check as well. So after AdWords, I learned front end development because I wanted to go to school to be a full stack developer, but I realized I didn't like development because development is not money oriented. It's just a high salary. So I didn't really like it, because I like businesses, right? I like e-commerce. I like numbers and pricing and products, right? So I didn't like development. So I moved from front end development, and then I learned copywriting. So I learned copywriting, and this is what took me to the next level. So after I learned copywriting, my businesses made more sense because my pages look better, my pricing looked better, and all my keywording was better, right? Because I already knew pay-per-click, but I didn't really know copywriting. So I would hire copywriters. But then after I learned the psychology of copywriting, Dan Colbert, whatever, the Halbert letters and all these different letters. So I would just sit in my room and I would just write copy, like the newspaper copy and all that stuff. But I came to realize that those books were outdated, but I mean, it was still good that I wrote it, right? But the internet was blowing up. So like forum writing was big because forums, they have headlines, right? That catches people's attention. So forums is a great way to learn headline writing. Like I recommend that. Like if people come to me and like, how do you become a good copywriter? I was like, get on the forum, like make an account on the forum and just post like news articles or write news articles, because you have to catch people's attention. You can't be annoying, and then you have to please them. So boom, copywriting. That's another good way to learn copywriting is through forums. So I would post on development forums, AdWords forums, and different Shopify forums like bug fixing different bugs and stuff like that. So I started generating profits for businesses, right? Independently though. This is not W-2, right? This is not for a company, but it's for a company. Meaning it's not for AT&T or Comcast or I don't want to say Amazon, but let's just say Amazon or whatever big business that's big enough making $10 and $100 million, right? And then I moved to businesses that only make like 100,000 or 200,000. So I moved to the independent side where now I might be making less money, but I'm learning more because I'm dealing with non-big companies. I'm just dealing with regular people, right? So then I stopped doing that for a minute and I just started doing my own. So I started building my own because I felt like which is what I do now. So I'm back to this. So I'm back to generating profits for businesses because doing it on my own, you don't learn as much. Like you learn different things from different tasks. So that's why I do both. Because if you're running your own, you have up-to-date information about certain things because you're using different apps, you're using different branding, so you're learning different things. But if you're doing for another business, then you're learning their business, so you're learning a different type of copy, you're learning a different type of pricing, and you're learning different click-through rates, and you're learning different ads and what works and different things. So that's why I do both. But I stick to more for businesses because it helps me learn better and I get my people skills up. Because if I'm just by myself, then I'm a recluse, right? So, and I don't really help people. So that's how I became a Shopify expert. So if you look at all of this, this is the story of everything I learned that went into Shopify. So I learned WordPress, which is an e-com platform or just an all-around but website creation platform in all aspects. And then you got Shopify, who just goes with shopping, right? And so if you know WordPress, you can just transfer to Shopify easily. So, and that's what I did. And I love Shopify. It's amazing. So this is how I became a Shopify expert. So if you want to hire me and my team to increase your profits, then just go to the link below and then just call us. So we do free evaluations and you can call us one-on-one and we'll tell you what we'll do. We'll tell you what's wrong with your site, what we'll do, and then how we're going to fix it. And we optimize for sales, and profits. All right. Like, subscribe.